Hey, in this episode, we're going to look at the impact of the coronavirus and how it's affecting drone businesses, what you need to know, and what you can do to not only take care of yourself, but your health and the health of your drone business. Also, how you can help others in your community while adding value. Hi, I'm Damon, also known as the Drone Boss. I've been flying drones commercially for over 25 years. I help drone entrepreneurs all over the world grow faster, go further, and create more profit in their businesses. And in this edition, we're going to be discussing the coronavirus and how the state of drone businesses are handling this. So we're going to dive right into this. Now, in this edition, we're going to be covering the coronavirus, how it's affecting your business and other people's business, what you should know, and what you can do to protect yourself, your family, your community, and your business. Okay? So, the coronavirus. Now, this was renamed COVID-19 on February 11th. Now, this is super serious and not to be taken lightly, guys. And most likely, this is going to get much worse before it gets better. So what we've seen is a huge increase of infections here in the United States in the past week. And I've got a little video here I want to show you that kind of represents that and shows exactly what that is like. So take a look as this video plays here as the infections have increased through, we're mid-February, coming up to the end of February, beginning of March, and then look what happens in the past week. Bam! Man, I mean, that is horrible, serious stuff. So it's a serious thing, and I want you to be aware of it, okay? Because not everybody's taking it seriously. Now, what's to cause that big, huge, sudden increase this past week? Well, nobody really knows, right? No one knows the truth, but it's probably a combination of several things. Number one, it is probably spreading more. Also, more people are aware of it and are probably getting tested, and there are more people just getting tested that weren't getting tested before. They probably thought they just had a regular cold or flu or something like that. Or they were just simply in denial and they didn't want to know what was going on, right? So, bottom line, based on the state of the country and where the whole world is, we need to take this thing seriously, okay? We need to be very serious with it. And I think it's super important that we're very proactive and we respect this. But it's also important not to panic, okay? Don't panic, don't fall into fear. You know, one thing I always talk about is remember, wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. And if you awfulize things or you focus on the negative side of things, you can actually manifest dis-ease in your body. And I don't want you to get sick or start looking for symptoms or subconsciously create those by, if you believe that or you're looking for that or you think you have that, then you can actually manifest those symptoms and you'll start to subconsciously self-sabotage yourself as far as your regular daily habits, as far as water, breathing, the food you eat, stuff like that. So it's just super important to pay attention to where you're focusing your attention and where all that stuff goes, right? Now, let's look at some facts here. So as you guys know, I'm a big believer in facts. Facts don't have emotions. Facts don't panic. You know, numbers don't lie. It just is what it is. So if we look at some of the facts here in the U.S., so based on the numbers of people who have been infected with the coronavirus and people that have died, you have a 98% survivability rate, which is good news, right? It sucks that people die and it's horrible. And, you know, the amount of people who have been infected already, as of today, you know, this is late March when we're recording this, 21,852 people have already been infected in the U.S. And out of those, we've had 279 fatalities in the U.S. So pretty scary stuff. Now, the one thing I want to show you, this is from the CDC. All those numbers are from the CDC, and so are these stats here. So these are the infected risk versus the death or mortality rate. So basically, if you're 85 years or older, you have a 9.8 to 26.6% chance of dying. If you're between the ages of 65 and 84, you have a 2.7 to 10.8% chance of dying. If you're between the ages of 55 and 64 years old, it's a 0.9% to 2.6%. And if you're between the ages of 20 and 54, it's a 0.01% to 0.3% chance of dying. And if you're between the age, well, if you're under the age of 19, there have been 0 confirmed deaths, according to the CDC, in relation to the coronavirus. So, bottom line, that's good news, okay? We got to look at the stats. It sucks when people get sick, and it sucks even more when people die, especially from something like this. But again, we just need to respect it and take it seriously. So there are some, I want to put that in contrast with some of the other, diseases that claim people's lives, especially Americans' lives. So if we look at, like, for instance, the regular flu. So there are over 30 million Americans that get infected annually from the regular flu. 60,000 people die just here in the U.S. from the regular flu. And globally, over 500,000 people, 650,000 people, up to 650,000 people die from the regular flu every year. So that's, it's horrible. It's horrific. But, I want you guys to be aware of these numbers. Now, these numbers, this is just the flu. This doesn't include the lives claimed by pneumonia, H1N1, SARS, influenza A, influenza B, any of that stuff, right? Those are just the numbers for flu. Now, heart attacks claim over 640,000 American lives every year. So heart attacks are one of the number one killers in the United States. Cancer is also another big one. Cancer claims over 600,000 American lives every year. And this is according to the National Cancer Institute. Okay, so when we look at this, heart attacks claim over 500,000 American lives. Cancer claims over 500,000 American lives. The regular flu claims 60,000 American lives. And COVID-19, or the coronavirus, so far to date has claimed 279 American lives, which is horrible. It's tragic. All that in all senses is bad. But I just want to put it in perspective. Now, of course, that number is going to go up, and nobody knows how much higher. Hopefully not much higher. Hopefully, just please bless everybody. God bless everybody and keep them healthy and well. And hopefully that number is going to be, not much higher than it is now. But, we want to make sure that you do things to protect yourself. Now, one thing I want to make sure that I'm clear of is, please don't hear what I'm not saying, okay? I'm not saying that this is not a big deal and you should just blow it off and continue business as usual. That's not what I'm saying at all. Bottom line, we have no way of seeing what's in the future, right? And like I talked about, these numbers are facts, and they're just presented to us. So, one of the things about this, the severity of this coronavirus, is we don't know quite how bad it's going to be or not be. Based on what we've seen. If you just look at the numbers now, it's not that bad. But we can judge trends and look at things, and based on the number of infections that have come up in the last week, that's something that warrants our attention, if nothing else, right? But bottom line, it's not to awfulize this and not to panic, right? Because that if you do that, then nothing good ever comes from panic. Okay. What's important is that you present yourself to your family, because people are looking up to you. Your clients, your family, your community, they're all looking up to you. You guys are entrepreneurs, you're business owners. And so you are held to a higher standard than the general public. And so that's just something that I want you guys to be aware of. And as you're walking around, and remember what Napoleon Hill said. He said if the power, basically, and I forget, I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically, if the power of words, if the thoughts that you imprint in someone else's mind can have an actual physical effect, what happens to the thoughts that you imprint in your mind? And if you're going to imprint thoughts in other people's minds, think twice before you speak out, because those words become our thoughts, and they have impact. Okay. Now, this is not all doom and gloom. There is good news. Okay. So I want to go through that with you guys really quick. Okay. So the good news is China, which is where this infection or disease oriented from, or where it started from. And they're saying or claiming that it started in the wet markets there, which, if you guys aren't familiar with the Chinese wet markets, these are hotbeds for all kinds of disease and viruses. They have all kinds of exotic animals that never ever see each other in the real world, and they're literally inches from each other caged. And they often sell all these crazy exotic animals, bats and servals and all kinds of different animals, usually to people for food. And there's these are the same places that it was claimed that where the coronavirus started, or where it originated from, as well as influenza, H5N1, where SARS and many others. So anyway, that's it. This isn't the first time, but apparently this could potentially be one of the worst ones that we've seen. We'll just only the future will tell. But the good news is, it appears that China is in a recovery phase. They've got fewer and fewer reported cases there, and the same goes for some of the earlier infected countries. So we're seeing that, apparently with all the proactive measures of social distancing and self-quarantining and just restricting exposure and stuff, that we're seeing that this apparently works. Also, probably in conjunction with just this new strand of flu running its course and going through its community and society and building up, where we build up immunities to it. One of the neat things that, Gina, not only is she an amazing business growth coach, but she was also a pharmacist for over 2 decades. And it was very interesting to me how every year the flu vaccines, they would have to guess on basically what strand of flu was going to happen in the next year so they could make a vaccine for it. And sometimes they would get it spot on. Sometimes they were off a little bit. Sometimes they were off a lot. But it's, human beings were just incredibly resilient, organisms. And, if our immune system is strong enough, then we can handle quite a bit. So anyway, there are some things that we can do. So what can you do? So number 1, you take care of your health. Number 2, you be calm and not reactionary, because if you just react, then usually you jump from one side to the other, and it doesn't do anyone good. The other thing is to be positive. You guys are a leader for your families and communities, so be sure you step into that role. And after all, you're not just an entrepreneur, but you are a leader in the drone industry, whether you want to be or not. You're one of the pioneers in this incredible industry, and you're leading the way, and people look up to you for that. So there are a few things. So let's break each one of these things down. So health, there are 4 musts that you must do to basically take care of yourself and your health. Number 1 is diet. Number 2 is common sense, obviously. Number 3 is lymphatic breathing, and number 4 is exercise. Okay, so these are all very important, and I just want to go through each one of these really quick so you guys get an idea of this. So number 1 in these things, we have diet. So what's important is that you reduce or eliminate immune system reducing foods. And there are certain things that do that actually put a toll on your body and reduce the strength of your immune system. Those are sugar and dairy products. So this is, all sugar, not just refined sugar. This is, if you have sweets or desserts, even starches, breads are converted, carbohydrates are converted to sugars. Even, some condiments. There's lots of sugar in ketchup. It's basically sugar and tomatoes. So there's lots of things you need to watch out for with sugar. And I'm not saying totally eliminate all this unless you're super hardcore like me, but you can definitely reduce these things. The same thing with dairy products. So dairy products, these greatly reduce and lower your immune system. So dairy products are, anything with dairy in it, right? Hello? Anything with dairy in it. This is cheese. This is, yogurt. This is milk, ice cream, milkshakes, all the stuff that I love, okay? So dairy products are another thing. The next thing is caffeine and alcohol, okay? Caffeine, again, it lowers your immune system, and alcohol, obviously, we all know that definitely lowers our immune system. So the goal is here, we want to reduce or ideally eliminate, but at least reduce this. So this gives your immune system the best possible chance it has of fighting this stuff, and building your immune system up. Okay? So those are things you're going to eliminate. The things that you're going to add is you're going to increase your consumption of water. Drink lots of it, not sodas, not energy drinks. You guys know who you are, you energy drinkers out there. But increase your water consumption, all right? And then also increase your vegetable consumption. Now, this right here, you know who you are, who I'm talking to. The Greg Whites in the world, increase that. That is going to help your immune system. Okay, so that's number one, diet, and that's something that you guys want to do. Number two is common sense. You just want to do just some common sense thinking. So you want to reduce your exposure by avoiding large crowds of people, obviously. You want to wash your hands frequently and with soap. What a novel idea. And wash them for about 20 seconds or more, 20 seconds plus. Don't just splash some water on them and dry them off. Actually wash them and clean them. If you do happen to sneeze or cough, cover your mouth. Also, if you're clearing your throat and you're around people, cover your mouth. And the best way to do it is with your elbow, right? Cover it up with your elbow, or even pull your shirt up and cough into your shirt. Try not to cough in your hands, because then your hands are touching everything. Again, this is just common sense stuff, guys. And then use sanitizer, either like wipes or sanitizer, hand sanitizer, when working with others. This is especially powerful when you're out working with customers. And Gina had a great insight for this, which we'll talk about here just for a second. And then we're going to do another video down the road where we're going to go into more detail, giving you guys some real tools that you can use to help grow your business. All right. Okay. Now, number three, this is lymphatic breathing. And lymphatic breathing, this is going to boost your immune system. Now, I learned this, probably 20 years ago from Tony Robbins. And this is, you can study all the science of it and read about it, or you can just take my word or Tony Robbins' word for it, or Google it and find out about it. But what these are deep diaphragmatic breaths. So most of us, we breathe just with our chest, and especially because we're so vain in this country, we always are trying to suck in our stomachs and make ourselves look all skinny and stuff. So that forces us, when you keep your stomach sucked in, it presses on your diaphragm, and the lower 2/3 of your lungs basically don't get to work. So you're just working up here. So these are diaphragmatic breaths. So when you're breathing, what you want to do when you take a breath in is you want to push your belly out. So you just want to expand your belly when you're breathing out. Okay, so now keep in mind, this is not just boosting your immune system. This has actually been proven and tested. It boosts your testosterone levels, your brain function. It improves your recovery time. It helps cure anxiety, fatigue, sleep problems, respiratory conditions. It controls weight gain issues. There's so much more this can do if you do it regularly and doing proper breathing. So let me show you guys how to do this, okay? So first of all, what you're going to do is you breathe in. So this is a count that you're going to follow. It's a 1, 4, 2. So however many seconds you breathe in for, you're going to hold it times 4, and then you're going to exhale for 2. So what I recommend, what's fairly easy for most people, is if you start with a count of 4. So if you start with a count of 4 where you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds, what you want to do is you want to breathe in through your nose. So you're going to breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Okay, and then once you breathe in for 4 seconds, you're going to hold it 4 times that amount, however long you breathed in. So you're going to hold your breath for 16 seconds. And when you're breathing in, remember, you're pushing your belly out and you're holding all that air there. Now, if you want to control your breath in, because if you breathe in too fast, you can breathe in really quickly and you can only expand so much. So you want to breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for 16. If you can't, then breathe in for a count of 3 and hold it for 12. Right? So, but this is a good number to shoot for. Try and breathe in through 4, hold it for 16 seconds, and then you want to slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you get it. So for 8 seconds. Okay. And then what you want to do is do it again. So you're going to breathe in again. You want to do at least 3 sets of these with 10 reps. So each set is going to contain, basically each breath is considered a rep. So you're going to do 10 reps. So you're going to breathe in. You're going to breathe in for that count of 4, hold it 16, exhale for 8, and you're going to do it again. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 16, and then let it out for 8. And you're going to do that 10 times in a row. Now, ideally, you want to do that at least 3 times a day. If not, if not 3 times, do it more. But you can easily do it like right when you wake up in the morning, when you're going to bed, and then just do it 1 time during the day. Or if you want to boost your immune system even more, do it a couple times during the day. But I promise, if you adopt this habit, it's going to really help you in not only boost your immune system, it's going to help you in other areas of your life too. Now, this is Tony Robbins, right here. You can see right down there, the Tony Robbins. And the exact same thing. Now, what Tony suggests here is, if you notice, this is 5 seconds. So he's saying 5 seconds, you breathe in, 20 seconds, hold it, and 10 seconds, exhale. And of course, you can play with this and actually build your way up. So where you can get to, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15-second inhale and 60-second hold breaths. But start out with 3 or 4 seconds is what I'd recommend. And you guys will do awesome. All right. Okay. Now the 4th thing with health that is a must, and you guys know this, it's exercise. You know this, so do it. It's pretty simple. Now, it's a little more difficult for some of us because the gyms are pretty much across the U.S. are closed. So you're going to be working out from home, which is cool. It's a good way to do it. But ideally, any exercise you're doing now, primarily you want to do lymphatic exercise. So this is stuff that's going to stimulate or boost your lymphatic system. So one of the best ways to do lymphatic exercise is a rebounder, like one of those little mini trampolines that you have that bounces around. If you have one of those, great. That's the best way to do it. If not, a stair stepper, or if you have stairs around you, jogging is great, or even just walking. The key is just to do something at least 20 minutes a day. Ideally, if you can do 60 minutes, great, but somewhere between 20 and 60 minutes a day, and ideally lymphasizing. And that's basically where you're bouncing and moving like that. So if you have a rebounder, that's the best way to do it, okay? So that is our health section. Next, we want to focus on your business, because this is your financial health, and this is super important. So first off, be sure and let your clients know that you're open for business, you're there to help, and you're there to support them through this difficult time. So you want to take proper precautions as regards to equipment. And what I mean by that is you want to be conscientious of, germs and mitigating the risk of spreading any germs. So, spray anything down that you've touched, doorknobs, countertops, garage doors, lock boxes, any of that stuff. You want to be sure and wear gloves. You want to wash your hands frequently. You might even wear a face mask just for perceived safety. And if you happen to be interviewing anyone, and this is Gina's suggestion, this is brilliant. So is to basically make a big point to go way overboard with any of your clients or anyone you're interviewing. Even if you have like those little, if you're using a lapel mic or using something inside, ask your clients to wear an undershirt so it's not touching skin directly. Give them a little dust cover, which is kind of a windsock for the microphones, and you can buy them in bulk on Amazon, 10 of them for like, $1.99, and then just basically use them as disposable things, kind of like rubber gloves. Have your clients put those on, so give them a fresh, clean, sanitary one, have them put it on. When they're done, then they can discard it and clean up everything, and then have one of your colleagues or coworkers or team members film you and get some pictures of this, and you can use this in your marketing material. It's super powerful and shows your clients how conscientious you are and how much you want to, how much you're respecting the severity of this pandemic that we have with this coronavirus. And and they're going to look at you and like, wow, these guys are super professional. I've got to use these guys. So it's just going to elevate you that much more. All right. Next up, you want to be sure and think outside the box. So not only the services you offer, but also the pricing that you offer as well. So this is a big deal. And for those of you that are in the real estate market and you're going to be doing stuff in real estate, then we want to focus on the benefits that you can offer your clients in the real estate area. So first off, This real estate business plan, which all of the Sky Network members have access to. This is a comprehensive business plan. It takes you step by step through everything you need, A through Z, for killing it in real estate. And this is literally how we've gotten hundreds of Sky Network members into the over six figures, multi six figures, and even over $500,000 in revenue just in this business model. So this is a powerful, powerful tool, and we want to be a little creative and think outside the box a little bit. So this is going to be our baseline, and let's dive into some of the offers that you can do during this particular time. What you can do if you happen to be in a real estate vertical, and this is a niche you're going to go through, is you can offer video tours. You can offer these virtual open houses, virtual, as Chris at Zapfly calls them, virtual open houses or virtual tours, video tours. You can offer these, and these, are really taking off because people are reluctant to have, A, people come to their homes, B, have meet people out there and meet realtors and, all the interactions. So with all the social distancing, these have really taken off and gotten really popular. Now, the other thing is you can do live video presentations to real estate offices. So you still have, lots of realtors that are still holding their weekly meetings. They're still talking to agents, and they're trying to come up with ways that they can, keep the doors open and keep everybody working and moving. So this is a great way. You can do like a Zoom presentation where you have a live video presentation. You go through the whole presentation that we created for you in the Sky Network, and that's in that business plan, and do it just virtually. You can do it in your desk, in your bedroom, or in your house, and then do these presentations and make your offers and do all that. So the other thing that you could do is you could offer a special on your realtor promotional videos. Okay. So to remind you what these are is these realtor promotion videos. So these are the promo videos that you do for the realtors. And this is great because a lot of realtors now they're having to pivot like a lot of businesses are. And now they could do a promo video for themselves talking about what they're doing in spite of this COVID-19, challenge that we're having. How they've gone and they've moved things virtual, where they're doing virtual open houses, and where they're doing aerial videos and aerial imagery, so they can send that out and give people a real feel for what the houses are. And because they've implemented this, their sales time on the market is much less than others, and closing rates are higher, and all this stuff. So it's basically, in the past, these were just realtors talking about how great they were and showing all their features. But now this is a great positioning tool, because now these realtors can actually say, look at what I'm doing, because I'm taking this seriously, and I'm taking your safety seriously and your family's safety seriously. So I'm doing everything that I can to protect you and to also help you sell your house and find the perfect buyer for it. So again, this is super powerful, and it works really well. So you could offer specials on that, and we'll talk about the pricing here in just a minute. Now, the other thing is, remind them and let them know you can still go out. If in most parts of the country, you can still go out and take pictures of their houses. You can still get pictures of their buildings and stuff, because as long as you're, being respectful and recognizing the social distancing, then you're good. And if you think about it, how many times when you go and you do a photo shoot for a house is anyone even there? Almost never, unless maybe the homeowners are there. But you could even set up a deal where, you're going to come at a certain time and they could leave, or, whatever it is. Or you could just simply do stuff with where there aren't people there, whatever you're comfortable with. Remember, this is your business, and it's up to you, how you handle it. And you've got to do what you're comfortable with. Okay? But the great news is that, vacant buildings, you can go and shoot those pretty much all the time. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay? And then next up here, we've got, say real estate, that's not a niche that you're working in, and that's not a niche that you want to be working in. But maybe you want to get into aerial imagery. Okay? Well, aerial imagery here, there are some big benefits that you can do here. Now remember, aerial imagery, this is businesses, basically any and every business that's out there. So again, if you're doing aerial imagery and you're focused on business, then let them know who you are and that you're here to help them, that you're out there and you're ready to help them. Now, because remember, there are several businesses that are business owners like you are entrepreneurs. They're much smarter. They're much more informed. They're much more educated. They're less reactionary than the general public is. So because of that, you can have more intelligent conversations with them and plan ahead and forward think. These guys are entrepreneurs and they're leaders in their community. Now, a lot of these people, they're thinking about the future. They're not thinking about right now. So when things return to normal, what are they going to do? How are they going to make up this lost ground? How are they going to position themselves above everyone else? They're going to be thinking about what are the best and most effective ways for them to build their business back up, and how can they do that in the most cost-effective and efficient way? And many of these people, and I've talked to several business owners already, and they want to be proactive so when things return to normal, they can just hit it with the ground running. So it goes along with getting their message out there that, hey, we're back in business and we're ready to serve you. And, they're in the community and they survived. And not only that, but they're thriving and they're offering these specials or whatever it is that they're going to offer. And you can help get that message out there for them. So some offers that you can think about, there are several businesses that are having to pivot right now, right? So take restaurants, for example. They're probably, they're hit the hardest, but they also get to stay open, so they're not hit as hard. But a lot of these restaurants, they've never done delivery or carryout before, and now they're forced to. They've literally been forced to close down their showroom or their dining rooms, and they're having to do takeout. They can only do takeout or delivery. And the cool thing is you can help them with that. Think about all the creative possibilities. I know a lot of you guys are very creative and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. But just think about some of the creative possibilities that you can do with videos. One thing that I love is just kind of disruptive marketing and showing drone delivery with their business. I think that's a great thing. And yes, I know you can't legally do it, but you can legally make a promo video for them on it and then explain in the video. So let me show you a quick little video here and of this. And this is, so you guys can see what a drone delivery video could look like. Something like this. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We will live in it. I have a dream. King,
Now, how fun is that, right? And it's super cool. And you guys could do something like that really easily. And then what you can do is you just want to have the voiceover. You want to basically have something in there that says, even though legally we can't actually deliver your food via drone yet, we're doing everything we can to get your food to you as fresh and as fast as possible. Now offering delivery within these areas, or within this area, or whatever you want to say. And then you can have a Google map pop up and have this in the video there where it shows this is the area that restaurant is delivering in. So again, you just want to have fun with it. You want to think outside the box. You want to be a little, very creative with it. But think about the exposure that restaurant would get, all the clients, the social media buzz. They would probably be busier than ever, even though you say in the video that, hey, we can't actually deliver by drones yet, but just seeing that, that's going to really help them out and get them excited. And we've seen time and time again where people get really, really good results with doing those kind of videos and all the media attention and everything. So, and plus, you guys go in there and pitch that to restaurants and stuff, they're going to love it. They're going to totally want to do it. Now, it takes a little creative filmmaking on your part, but we can help you with that if you guys need some support with that. But have fun with it, and that can really help your community, help the people that might not know about a particular restaurant delivering, and now it's on their radar. And a lot of people that are in self-induced self-quarantines, they're going to be eating out a lot, and that's going to be the main source for a lot of their food. So something to think about. All right. Okay, now next up here, I want to talk to you about MailBox Money, and we get this from the Surge. So this is Sergio from California here, and he was basically posted that, hey, we should take advantage of the time we're here and that exclusive partnership that Sky Network has with Drone Stock. So great reminder, Serge, and I want to encourage you guys, if you have the time, to do this. So remember, let me just remind you what this MailBox Money is. So MailBox Money, this is basically all the Sky Network members. You're automatically pre-approved, and not only are you pre-approved to be a pilot for Drone Stock and upload your videos, but you're also approved at the expert payment category. So this is a payment category of 50 to 70%. So basically anything that you upload and it is sold, then you get 50 to 70% of it. And this is basically, it's stock videography for drone stuff, and it's gotten really popular and really hot. And the great thing about this is you could sell the same footage, like you could do the same clip, and that thing could sell 200 times or more, and you get paid for it every time it sells. So it's really, really cool. So we've actually got several people in the Sky Network that are receiving literally thousands of dollars a month in MailBox Money, in literal MailBox Money that's just coming. So take advantage of this extra time you have at home, if you do, and use this to organize and upload all your drone video footage into Drone Stock. We've got this great partnership with them, and I'd really like for you to take advantage of it. So all the resources to get started are in the Sky Network membership portal, so you guys can go in there. And just to give you a little quick overview, these are 7 to 30 second 4K clips is what you're going to typically shoot. And they're random shots of literally anything. I mean, they could be of a white picket fence, of a chain link fence, of a dumpster, of a building, of a store, of a park, of a baseball diamond, of a river, of a mountain, of anything. And if you happen to live in an area that has some kind of, specific landmarks or, popular things, then, or you're by mountains, or you're in the desert, or you're in the woods, all that stuff that you take for granted, wooded areas are very highly attractive to people in the desert, and vice versa. Some of the desert scenery is beautiful for people that live in the woods. So you got to keep in mind that the way that these things are going to be used is these are used by people that are doing, TV shows, movies, commercials, all kinds of stuff. And it's really neat the way it works. So the way it works is you just upload your 4K clip, and it'll automatically create a 1080 file and a 720 file. And then what's going to happen is people can go and look at them, and then they sell for $190 for a 4K clip, $90 for a 1080 clip, and $45 for a 720 clip. Typically what happens is production assistants usually go in and they look for all the kind of shots that they might use, and they'll buy 10 or 15 or 20 of the 720 clips, and then they'll get with the director and the producers, and they'll figure out, okay, these are the 3 or 4 clips we want. Then they'll come back and buy them again in a 4K version. So if they happen to be your shots, then every time that happens, you get paid for them. And think about how cost effective this is for people that are doing TV commercials and stuff, and they just need little B-roll shots. You know how much it costs them to go out and get a permit in the city, and then oftentimes have to hire a union cinematographers to go out there and get the footage? These guys usually charge day rates, or maybe you can get lucky and do a half-day rate. But I mean, you're looking at thousands of thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars just to get some stupid B-roll. And you guys can get that. You have tons of it already, and you can upload it and actually get paid for it too, which is pretty sweet. So I want to make sure you guys take advantage of that. And just a little reminder that that's there, and that's a resource that's there for you. Okay? All right, so next up here, I want to talk about creative billing, because this goes into where we are with this day and time with this coronavirus thing that's going on. Oops. Hit the wrong button. So here we go, creative billing. So again, you want to think outside the box here. Now, you can do things like you can offer a special coronavirus discount to help them through this time. It's a great way to get your foot in the door. You could even offer deferred payments, and this is where they basically pay a portion now and then the balance later. So what you can do is you can serve and help by doing this, and but I don't want you to get too caught up in it, because it is important to prioritize your financial health first, right? Think of the oxygen mask on an airplane. So what I don't want you to do is go out and just give all your stuff away free and then they can pay you at some time in the future. Because the reality is there are going to be a handful of people that just don't pay you. They go out of business, whatever happens, and they don't pay you. So it's a risk that you have to weigh. So you've got to take care of your financial health first. But at the same time, you can do both and still serve the community. So the oxygen mask analogy, in an airplane, when you lose cabin pressure, the oxygen masks come out. You have to put oxygen on you first, and then you can go and take care of everybody else. But if you don't take care of you first, then you can't help all those other people. So you've got to take care of yourself, prioritize your financial health, okay? It's super important. Now, some examples of this, how this would actually work, is realtors. So like when a realtor sells a house, what you could do is you could charge them a small amount up front to do the shoot, or this is specifically or especially when they're doing videos. So say you've done a listing for them, and you've done the pictures, and you've also done a video, and you sell the video for $800. What you can do then is you can say, hey, look, I'll make a deal with you. You paid me for the shots that you did. This video, you and I both know it's going to really help this house move and sell faster, but I understand cash flow is tight. So what we'll do is we'll just put the bill, this $800 for the video, we'll put that on with the closing of the house. And a lot of times you can put it as a line item with the title company on the closing docs. So when the house sells, you get paid your $800. Now, there is a small risk there, because if that realtor ends up getting fired by the client and they hire another realtor, then your deal is null and void because it was with the realtor that's no longer working with them. So that is a risk, but it's a calculated risk, right? Essentially, all the money you made from the photo shoot, you've made money, paid for the photo shoot, the editing, and you also paid for all the video editing. So it's basically all pure profit. And if you have, say, a super high number of people that default or it doesn't come to fruition, and say you have 20%, which is crazy high. It's more like around 2 to 5%. But say it's 20%. That means that every 10 of those videos you do, 2 of them aren't going to pay you. So you did 10 videos. That's going to be, would be $8,000, but now it's going to be what? $6,400? Is my math right? You guys do the math. What you would get, you still made that $6,400 or whatever it is if you do the math on it. Right? So this is a great way to get extra revenue, extra work, add extra value, because you guys know when you do the videos, for those of you that do it, the houses do sell much faster and for a higher price. They get a higher level of clientele or home buyer, which raises the higher price raises the value of the community and the neighborhood. Having better people in there and higher caliber of people, that makes the community better and stronger. And most of these communities, you guys live in them. So we're all about increasing the value and increasing, the personal value of the people that are in these neighborhoods. So, and the realtor, you're helping them out because they're being able to add that value without having to come out of pocket if cash flow's tight. And it's helping you get more business. It's a win-win-win-win-win all the way around. So it's awesome. So I want you to think about that and be creative with some of the different things you could do with that. They could be different types of payments, stuff when houses sell, along those lines. But again, be financially healthy. Don't go in the hole where you're actually doing it all for free and it's costing you a couple $100s to do all this stuff. And then now you've had to fund all this stuff that may or may not come to fruition, right? So, be fiscally responsible with it. Okay? All right, second up here, business owners. So this is a great thing you can do with business owners too. You can have them, a lot of these businesses, like I mentioned, are closed down now, but you're going to be doing photo shoots for them. You're going to be doing commercials for them. You're going to be doing videos for them. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff for them. And they're going to want to have that stuff up and going, but think cash flow might be tight right now and they're really concerned with it. So you could make an offer to them that say, hey, once we'll go ahead and we'll do this, you pay for the photo shoot or even a portion of the photo shoot. Have them pay for half of the photo shoot now and then the other half in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after they reopen. And that way, you know, it's because they could reopen in a week or it could be 3 months from now. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how long it's going to be. You could do the same thing, have them pay for the whole photo shoot, and then you'll do the video production for a deposit, a small amount, and then they can pay the balance in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks after they reopen, right? So again, just being creative and thinking outside the box of different ways you can work with people and add value to what they're doing. This is super important. And what I want you guys to ask yourself is, what can I do to serve and how can I help? So if you think about that, what can I do to serve and how can I help? This is going to be the thing that's going to really provide a lot of the solutions and the ideas. And put yourself in their shoes. If I were in their shoes and cash flow was tight, what would be beneficial to me and what would I want, right? So think about that and then figure out a way where it's a win-win for both of you. Okay? Bottom line, I want you to take care of yourself first. Okay? The top priority is to take care of you, your family, your communities, and primarily health, right? You want to make sure all of your health is taken care of first. Then the second priority is to prioritize and make sure your financial health is in good shape. So just be fiscally responsible with that. Remember the oxygen mask analogy. Okay, take care of you first, then you can help everyone else. If you take care of you first, you can help hundreds or thousands of people. If you don't take care of you, you can't help anyone. So you got to stay calm. All right? Remember, where there's mass confusion or panic, this creates massive opportunities for those who are calm, rational, and don't panic. That's you guys. Okay? So what I want you to do is just take massive action and serve. Super powerful. And if you come from that place, it reminds me of a great Zig Ziglar quote. Zig says, you can have everything in life you want if you'll just help other people get what they want. It's absolutely powerful. And, I want you guys to think about that and take it to heart. All right? Because you guys are awesome. And I just want you to know that I'm wishing you the best. You're in our prayers. And I just want you guys to go out there, be safe, be smart, and take this thing seriously, but don't let it control you. Think outside the box and think about how can you help others and how can you grow too. Okay? All right. Till next time, guys. You guys take care. Fly safe. We'll see you soon. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see on this channel. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to connect with you. I'm also touring around the country holding live drone events called Drone Command Live. You should come check one out. It will blow your mind. Thanks for watching my channel, helping drone entrepreneurs go further, faster, while being more profitable in their business. Till next time, take care and fly safe.